Turn up.
Good times, good times. There's gonna be good times, good times. I know there's gonna be good times.
Turn up a little more, shine, bro. Got Alex on this bitch with me.
I know there's gonna be good.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Odd Bucks podcast, episode 1. I am your host, Mr. Ryan Allison. We got the boys on the podcast. Everybody can introduce themselves.
Riley, his little brother.
Oh my god, my name is Jordan Orr. What's going on?
Nobody went, so
And the sick man below me is a bit PO.
And that's Patrick right there.
Patrick.
Better known as Pizza.
Yeah.
Best known as
Pizza. So we'll get into a little background about this group of clowns, these odd bucks. How we know each other. So me and Patrick actually have known each other pretty much our whole life. We're 25 and 26, and we've known each other since we were 4 years old playing, Little League soccer. Robert Frost Elementary, Westerville, Ohio. And then these two little knuckleheads like to do everything we'd like to do. So they decided to be best friends, following our footsteps. Just trying to follow their big bros. But
Yeah, something like that.
we all have sports backgrounds. We all played collegiate sports. I was a Division III football athlete in Chicago, all-time leading receiver. Riley played running back at Valparaiso. Pat played
D1.
D1 AA. Jordan, where'd you go for the semester you were there?
I played baseball at Walsh. That's all. We just leave it at that for 2 years. We got to talk about the other one. But...
And then Patrick, Urbana University.
No longer exists.
No longer exists, but it'll be an academy by Braxton Miller coming soon.
They got rid of Urbana.
Yeah, they got rid of it. Basically the whole point of this podcast is basically, we have a group chat where we talk shit to each other all day about sports. So we decided to get in front of the screen, start talking to each other. We'll be talking about every sport, anything related to, what's going on in the world, and end everything with, obviously, we all have one common denominator, and that is being Buckeyes. So we'll end each episode, talking about what's going on in the world of the Buckeyes.
There we go.
So we'll start off this episode with kind of the big topic in the world right now, and that is Mr. Antonio Brown. His saga that's going on just got released yesterday, and we all saw what happened against the Jets on Sunday, walking off the field, taking off his jersey, throwing his stuff into the stands, getting MetLife hype. But when we first started talking about this, we actually didn't have his statement and Bruce Arians' statement, where he came out and said that he told him his ankle hurt. They had talked about it. He released the screenshots, said he couldn't play. He tried. He told him to get the fuck off the field, cut him. He's done. So AB left. Versus Bruce Arians came out and said, no, he was mad at halftime that I wasn't getting the ball. Then they diffused the situation. Then he came back on the field, and then it kind of spiked up again. So we'll start there and kind of see, who do you believe?
Here's my thing about Antonio Brown. It's hard to believe or not believe what he's saying because of some of the things in his past, right?
Right.
So if he didn't have that past in his life, it'd be much easier to believe him. But since he's got this past, and I don't know, it was his ankle, and then it was targets, and then it was Bruce Arians come out and saying, oh, he's lying. Then he gets on the Nelk podcast and talks whatever he's got to talk. I think it's hard to believe AB, but I think there's some truth to some of it. I think the one thing that threw me off about AB's statement was him saying Bruce Arians went to his neck like this and did that.
Right.
and Bruce Arians came out and said, "No, I did that. Like, get off the field."
Right.
So things
Right.
like that, like
Right. And Bruce
it's so
Arians
overplayed.
in his interview, he was like, I guess this is
Yeah.
I
No,
agree.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree with you about how he has a controversial past, but also like some of the things that he said when he was on the Raiders, people thought he was crazy, saying about how John Gruden's a racist, and people were like, what are you saying? And then obviously everybody found out that John Gruden was a racist and was crazy. So I feel like maybe in a month or two you might find out more about the story, and maybe AB is right. So I don't know exactly who to believe. But then did you guys see what he said about how he was mad about how like he wasn't getting paid, or why is he on a
No, he came out and said on the podcast, he said with the Nelk boys on their podcast, basically said, I'm supposed to be Tom Brady's boy. Why am I on a prove it contract?
yeah.
And why is Gronkowski getting paid? And he basically said he was the best receiver in Tampa Bay.
And he was saying like Tom Brady's my friend. Why? Because I'm a good football
Yeah,
player.
he said
he needs
said
me to play football.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
said, the only reason Tom Brady is my friend is because
he's
I
like,
got him a Super Bowl.
He also said Brady can't do shit by himself, but you guys are going to make it seem like he's this big heroic guy.
I mean, I think there's truth to both sides. I think him and Bruce Arians probably in that altercation, I bet things that Antonio Brown said are true. I bet things that Bruce Arians just said is true. It's just tensions are flying. It's easy to paint the picture of, well, on Antonio Brown's side, they wanted me to get off the field, so I got off. And I'm sure he was bitching about targets. I mean, everybody knew what he had to get paid. I'm sure he was bitching coming off a game that his first game back where he got 15 targets, 10 catches, 102 yards. I mean, I'm sure people thought that in the back of their mind too. Who picks him up though? This is he says he wants to play. He says he's going to continue to play. That's his passion, but who picks him up? Does anybody?
I can't see a GM wanting to go after, especially with his past and what he's a head case. If we're honest,
I think there's no way that a team picks him up. But I think if a team would pick them up, what team would? It'd be the Green Bay Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers would love to have AB on that squad.
But so Aaron's coming back?
That's a total different. That's a whole nother.
That's episode
whole
2.
Nother episode
That's
2.
Episode 2. All right. To one more question.
Maybe
before we
back
go
to the
into
Steelers.
That
do you
that
agree with
also.
AB? Is he the best wide receiver on the Buccaneers?
No.
So you're saying Mike Evans or
Chris Godwin is the best receiver on the team.
What I think that team, those set of receivers, are good as a group. I don't know if you put Chris Godwin on a team like the Packers and take Devontae Adams off and he produces like that. I think that kind of
he needs to be in a trio or a duo.
They need to be in a trio or a duo where they can perform.
But like AB, he's proved himself that he can be the number one. Anywhere.
Yeah, AB can play anywhere.
I agree.
But
I definitely agree with that.
I just don't know if he's gonna ever get the opportunity again. It's
hard to tell. It really is.
He's going back to the Steelers.
That
for sure.
The Steelers.
This is the point of the podcast to record stuff like this. So we can laugh.
Pitt is not the Palace, but I'm going back.
I've never heard in my entire life. That is a Skip Bayless take. That is awful.
Who's gonna be his quarterback?
Dwayne Haskins,
He's the fourth quarterback on their roster.
Stop.
He don't even dress.
He don't even dress.
He really doesn't.
He is the fourth. If Josh Dobbs wasn't hurt, he'd be the fourth quarterback. He probably wouldn't even be on the team.
That's crazy that Mason Rudolph is the backup over him.
Yeah, so I mean, all power to him. I mean, everybody has their problems. I think if he stays out the league, I think he needs to really get his life in check. That'll be whoever gets to investigate his brain when he dies, though. That's gonna be a hell of a finding.
CT
That CT like a motherfucker is gonna kick in.
He's fighting Jake Paul next.
No, if he gets hit in the head any more times, he might die.
He almost fought Logan Paul before Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He's too little.
We'll see.
This guy also is. Well, we're not talking about fighting with you because it'll get way too far gone.
All right.
The notorious Jordan Orr.
Notorious.
But Monday, national championship game. Alabama, Georgia. Take your picks. Who you got?
I got Alabama.
Alabama.
Roll Tide.
I don't know. Georgia's favored.
It doesn't matter. You saw what
Doesn't matter.
they're fucked. You saw what Charles Barkley did.
Yeah, he guaranteed it. But do you think that what happened to Georgia's defense, do you think they'll allow that to happen again with John Mechie being out, them knowing that Jamison Williams is really the only receiver? I mean, if you look at it, Cincinnati took Jamison Williams out the game.
Yeah, but does Georgia have?
said that. I'm
does-
so glad you
Does
said
Georgia have a Sauce Gardner or Kobe Bryant?
that. Oh my gosh.
Here we
Can
go.
we just
Here we
address that take right there? I was 100% right on that. Right? We're all in agreement.
Yeah, you
to that,
were.
right?
I mean, but they
They held him
Sauce
in
did.
check. He
held him in check, but Sauce
he
they
got
didn't
his-
really line up against each. They lined up against each
Right.
other like 4 times.
He played. They tried to put him in the slot a lot.
Yeah.
They bracketed him off a lot in the game. He got his first down catches, and he didn't score anything. But Alabama's not running the ball like they did against
Hell no. They have to.
Cincinnati.
No, yeah, that makes
that
sense.
was just 5 stars versus 3 stars. Just
It was
powering
just
the ball.
pure domination up front.
Yeah.
To credit Cincinnati's defense, they played Alabama pretty well.
Yeah, they did their best
All
they
in all,
could.
with his first score of the possession, they played Alabama very well.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just when it came
They
down
just
to
couldn't
it,
stop the run.
when it came down to it, they just couldn't stop the run.
Yeah.
And they couldn't score.
No, yeah, the offense was bad.
But does Georgia? I personally don't think Georgia lets that happen again. Of what happened to them in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
see that.
they might not let it happen, but so
Kirby
they're not
Smart's
going to
gonna
score
play
as much.
smart.
But
Kirby Smart's going to figure out a way to fuck up the game because that's what he does. He don't really win big games, but I think it's going to come down to the last time they played in the national championship. I don't think it's going to go overtime, but I think it's going to be one of those last 5 minutes of the game decision type of games.
Yeah. But do you think Stetson Bennett performs under that pressure of Alabama?
I mean, he got it out of his system already. He's played on the big stage against Michigan and kicked their ass.
Yeah.
Michigan sucks.
yeah, Michigan.
Yeah,
Alabama.
but it was warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was inside.
Yeah, it was inside.
Oh wait, shit.
No, it was outside.
That's
It was in
outside,
sunny
guys.
South Florida, outside.
That's outside.
To go back to the Alabama-Cincinnati game, do you think another team would have performed better replacing Cincinnati?
Yes, Ohio State would beat the dog shit out of Cincy.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying against
Bama, like
Alabama
take
and
somebody out,
opponent.
put somebody in.
Yeah. Do you think the college football committee
Cincy was
got
not
right?
the fourth best team in the country.
No,
I
they
think
did, but
I
they're
think
not the fourth best.
Ohio State would have
think
been
Ohio
good,
State,
but I think
Oklahoma State.
but honestly, I think we would have got ran through. Our defense is terrible.
Yeah,
I
our
agree with
defense. It would have been a shootout. But what happens is
It would
against
just
Utah,
like Utah.
against a game like Utah, a team like Utah, though, if you're down 2 scores, it's a little bit easier to get back into the game.
Yeah, 'cause
versus
their offense.
you know
not
they're
that
off-
Good,
yeah.
but
I mean,
If
they
you
had
get
a
down-
running back playing cornerback for the whole
against
second half.
Alabama, if
Right.
you're down 2
If you're
scores, you're in
down
a
2
shootout.
scores-
You're screwed.
I don't know. I feel like our new defensive coordinator was just sitting there watching that game like, oh, fuck, we got some work to do.
Mm-hmm.
The whole fucking project.
That's why he brought in Tanner.
But you also got to put people also, we have the players, but our defensive scheme is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to save Buckeyes for last.
We are, but we kind of
I brought it up.
you brought it up, so we're kind of getting it on and everything.
So go
but-
back to the national championship or move on.
No, we all got Bama winning. Some of us just have a little
And
bit.
nobody is really gonna watch that game.
What?
Outside
I'm-
you think the
outside of
whole-
college
that-
football fans.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
No,
Nobody's gonna watch a Natty.
You don't think?
The ratings are going to
I'm
be lower
not
for
saying
that
up for
game.
it.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not
Well,
gonna.
that
It
and that's
comes
what
on
they
at
do.
8
You think
o'clock.
our dads?
No,
You
he
think
makes
people
a
like
good-
my dad is gonna stay up for it?
no, he makes a good point though, because they just came out and said
The ratings.
the ratings, and they just came out and said why did they not have the national championship game on Saturday,
They that they need to change it from Monday
except
nights.
Monday? Like who is staying up for a game that starts at what 8:30,
8:50. They make it. It's like a Monday night
8:17
football
or something?
game. Nobody
Yeah.
watches Monday night football games
Right.
unless it's your team playing.
Right.
Okay, I get
think-
what you're saying then.
When you incorporate Big Ten schools and other conferences, more fans become fans.
Right.
I think everyone's tired of the SEC, and granted, they are the two best schools. Like, so it's hard. You're in a tricky situation. But just as many people watch the Rose Bowl that watch the college
More
football.
people when the ratings come out, more people would probably would watch the Rose Bowl.
Well, it's New Year's Day.
Right, but I'm saying
that's also
but,
another factor.
But even if it was on a Saturday, you probably have people sitting there like, I don't even want to watch two SEC teams. Like, we've already seen them play in a championship game. It's gonna be the same outcome.
Yeah, it almost feels like a repeat. You know what I mean?
Because I know a lot of people, when they played a couple years ago in the national championship, a lot of people didn't watch that game from the beginning. A lot of people were turned on the game during the game because of the score.
Yeah, I definitely did that.
But we'll move on from that. We all got Bama. We'll talk about a former Buckeye real quick, Mr. Joe Burrow.
I mean,
lighten it up.
That guy.
Not playing this week. They're sitting him. He's resting as they are the AFC North champions. Is he top 5? Right now, today, is he? If you want to win in the NFL, is Joe Burrow one of your top 5 quarterbacks?
Yes, for sure.
No, not for sure.
Okay, so let's name.
So let's
is
go.
he 5? Is he 5?
Name 5 QBs better than him.
So you got.
I'm saying he's still a little too careless with the football. How Josh Allen was like 2 years ago.
He does have. Does he still have the most interceptions in the league?
I think he's second
at least.
But if he didn't play that way, if he didn't sling it like that, I don't think Cincinnati would be where they are. Because if you look at the game last week, that 3rd and 27, he's the only quarterback in the league, probably besides Pat Mahomes, that's throwing that and saying "fuck it." If Jamar's out there, Jamar's out there. Like, if it gets picked, it gets picked. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm gonna go down slinging. But I got Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, you gotta name the GOAT.
Tom Brady. I mean, they're not playing as good as
he's still winning games.
He's still winning games.
Not the GOAT.
Who's the GOAT?
I thought we were talking about Baker.
Yeah, we're not talking. He is not being. We're not speaking about him on this podcast.
Yeah.
No, he's just.
All right, you got Tom Brady. Who else?
Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. Who else is better than Joe? I mean, you have people that started this year that you can look at a Russell Wilson, a Josh Allen, but you look at what their teams are doing. I mean, Josh Allen, the Bills are
overrated.
They're in.
I would say Lamar, but he got hurt.
Lamar's not been playing, but I'd still. But I mean, other than that, I'm not taking Matt Stafford over him.
Not taking Josh.
Kyler Murray's too much of a roller coaster.
Not taking Kyler Murray either. No.
He's too little.
He started the year off like he was damn near the MVP, and then last 5 weeks it's
complete opposite of Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes started off
horrible and then turned it on.
We were talking about that. We were like, "This is what you say for saying you're going to go 16-0 or whatever it was."
And getting paid almost half $500 million contract.
I mean, he's shown his worth though.
But now he's showing he's showing that he's worth it. So I still hate his brother, but his brother claims he's not gay.
He's pretty gay.
He is pretty gay.
How are we started talking about? Stop! Don't even bring that up.
Sorry. No, I think
Are
Joe
you
Burrow's
mad?
top.
Is that your boy?
Jackson Mahomes. I don't even want to talk about Jackson Mahomes.
I think he
You're getting
follows.
mad.
I think they're TikTok brothers.
I blocked him on TikTok.
Oh
Actually,
my God! Why he didn't like your comment?
To your
I think
point, ESPN has the top 5 QBs as Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, and Matt Stafford in that order. And I definitely agree with that order.
Yeah, I think he's top 5.
Yeah. For sure. Top 4, but they got him at 4. I think
I'm going off this year, just solely off of this year.
that's what this. Yeah. Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott. No, you can't. Ryan Tannehill has done some crazy things at Tennessee, but you can't put him in there either.
I have to give Ryan Tannehill credit.
You have to. Yes.
Not having Derrick Henry and them saying, all right, their season's done for. He's proved that it's nowhere near spectacular. It's not entertaining. It's probably the most boring game you'll watch all day. But he's gonna get a win.
He's gonna get it done. You know who else is like that? Carson Wentz for the Colts.
Yeah, but
I mean,
he's got Jonathan Taylor behind him.
I wouldn't say
Guys,
it's Carson
great
Wentz.
though.
It's more so Jonathan Taylor in that defense.
He's like JT Barrett.
Yeah.
He's a game manager. He's
Oh,
what Baker.
to get back on the Joe Burrow point, did you see who Joe Burrow said they found who really showed him the leadership role was?
Yeah, JT.
The GOAT.
He said he wouldn't be where he is today without JT Barrett.
Behind Kenny Guyton, JT Barrett is the GOAT. Matter of fact, I'm gonna DM Kenny Guyton.
Well,
and
we're gonna at the end,
Oh,
we're gonna make somebody admit some things at the end of this episode today because somebody we'll get to it, but we have
I'm gonna DM Kenny Guyton.
we have some stuff to talk about with Ohio State quarterbacks because somebody owes somebody an apology.
There's one
And
game.
hopefully we get him
Not
to say
to be
face to
Michigan.
face over the podcast in the next 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Not
So-
to beat
The
Michigan.
next 12.
Not
The next
till
12
he beats
episodes
Michigan.
we'll have CJ Stroud on.
All
I
right.
want Fields.
So, speaking of our guy in Cleveland, big saga going on between Odell Beckham, Baker Mayfield. We got some Baker lovers and Odell lovers.
Who is the Baker lover?
No, that was a joke. Nobody likes Baker.
No, Ryan argued with me and Kahari on my parents' couch that he's top 10.
We know.
Oh, I
He
argued with
argued
Riley
that
and my
with
dad too.
everybody at the beginning of the season. Buddy,
He
to the
was
left,
top 10
or
going into the year.
this way.
I mean, the Browns were the early favorites to win the Super Bowl. It's
No.
his fault he didn't get that.
Exactly.
If you, anyways, that's besides the point. That was the worst take of the year because Baker Mayfield. There's backup quarterbacks in the NFL that are better than Baker Mayfield.
I'd rather have Dwayne Haskins.
I think the backup on the Browns is better than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Case Keenum
Both of
from
and Nick
the
Mullins. That boy
Nick
Mullins.
Mullins,
was
and
too,
yeah,
is
Nick
not-
Mullins,
yeah.
Nick Mullins was going crazy.
Mullins
but-
was dropping dimes.
But from the Thursday night game when Case Keenum started, when Baker Mayfield was hurt, you see how much energy was in the Brown Stadium because Baker Mayfield was not on the field. You know how many progressive
Keenum
commercials?
should've started
You know how
from
many
that
progressive
game and
commercials got
the rest
paid
of
that
the
night? 0.
He's got
NFL
more
is also
commercials.
NFL is also very fucked up because anytime Baker fucks up in the game or throws an interception, immediately is a progressive commercial.
It should be. He's good. Yo, you gotta remind yourself how good he is. He's a Will Smith of commercials.
Did you see what Terry Bradshaw said about him on the Christmas day before they played the Packers? He's
No.
like, well, yeah, talking about Baker Mayfield. He's like, well, I don't even like Baker Mayfield.
I mean, the game you guys played against the Packers, you guys had 4 offensive turnovers. Or what was it?
And we lost by
4
What?
offensive turnovers.
And we lost by
Four
2.
interceptions. We
4
lost by
interceptions,
2 points.
2 points.
I mean,
It's because we were
Insane.
the better team,
yeah.
and we
you are.
had
No
5
team-
starters out.
No team. When we were at your house, this is just a perfect example of how they are with him at the helm. The game against the Chargers, that took
Oh my God.
took a minute and a half to go 12 yards. Justin Herbert scored in 40 seconds.
I mean,
Stefanski's not the guy either. I don't think.
no, he's not.
No,
his
he's a
play
game.
calling sometimes is
his
just
play-
atrocious. Like even last
Terrible.
Monday, why is Nick Chubb?
Why you know
Are
you
you
have
resting him
Nick
for the
Chubb?
playoffs? He had 4 carries and going into halftime.
You have Nicholas Chubb.
What's his middle name? Thomas.
Against one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. It might be the worst.
It is. It's probably
And
is.
every carry he had was going for at least 7 yards, but he didn't want to give him the ball.
Can we talk about the game TJ Watt had though?
He was going against the rookie right tackle from Cincinnati.
Yeah, but Baker
It really
Mayfield.
doesn't matter. Like
Baker Mayfield got sacked 9
that dude
times.
is really legit.
He's legit, but that's also Stefanski's fault. Why are you having
But
a
Baker
right
also can't.
tackle go 1-on-1 with TJ Watt in the entire
But Baker
game?
also can't move.
That's true.
Okay, but still, you still gotta help out.
Yeah, you
their
gotta
tackle.
help, but there's plays where, first of all, a lot of Baker Mayfield sacks
Or his fault.
are his fault because he people be wide
double
open,
clutches, he
double
can't
clutch,
run.
double clutch, and then he really runs like he's white. Can't.
He thinks he's Lamar back there. I'd rather have Big Ben than Baker.
And then once he does scramble and gets 7 yards, he acts like he just ran for 40, and he goes crazy. It's so annoying.
So
Did you see the third quarter he lowered his injured shoulder
yeah,
and didn't run out of
He's
bounds?
an idiot. Yeah, he's an idiot.
He plays with heart. I like that.
his wife loves it. He plays so his wife can tweet that my husband is so tough.
So tough.
I know somebody that didn't lower his shoulder once this year.
Who?
CJ.
Gosh.
Nah,
he-
somebody
I know-
had
I
a
know
nice
he
little
did.
somebody had a nice little carry in the Rose Bowl.
I know he did in the Rose Bowl.
Against Michigan, he had a 15-yard carry touchdown.
Yeah,
When it got
and
called
it
back.
fucking
Got called
count
back,
because
but
your
still.
boy, because of your boy.
No. But is so we all are in agreement that it wasn't Odell's fault.
No.
No,
No.
I mean he does have Matt Stafford, but still, it's not his fault. He's got 5 touchdowns or what?
Matt Stafford
4?
turns the ball over just as much as he throws touchdowns.
Who was the
But
starting wide
the thing
receiver
is,
that got
he
hurt?
throws touchdowns. That's the
As soon as he
thing.
came in.
Baker Mayfield.
Wait.
doesn't throw
What
touchdowns.
was
Baker
that? What
Mayfield-
was that stat I sent the other day? Jameis Winston has 1 less touchdown than Baker Mayfield, and he's been out since week 8.
Yeah.
before Halloween, right?
Yeah.
That's
With
why I
the
said
Saints, too. With
Yeah,
the
him.
Saints.
No, the day of
The
Halloween
Saints don't
day.
even have a number 1 wide receiver.
No.
No.
Michael Thomas is hurt.
And Alvin Kamara was in and out all year.
He was doing that
They
with
picked up Mark
Callaway.
Ingram.
So yeah, Baker Mayfield is horrible. That's we can all agree that. And what's sad is people like that get paid so much money to play football, and it's just
You saw what Rob Ninkovich said? That
what?
Because Baker's getting paid $19 million next year, and Rob Ninkovich. Let me see what he said.
All right, you find that now. Getting towards the end of episode 1, we'll have 3 Buckeye topics we kind of talk about.
He said that it's ridiculous to pay somebody that much money to be terrible.
Oh, it's horrible.
Awful.
All right, but back to what you were saying.
So
Touch me luck with Nick Mullins next year.
first thing we'll talk about is the 15 catches, 347 yards, 3 touchdown games by Mr. JSN. Money sign.
He might be the greatest wide receiver to ever put an Ohio State uniform on.
The greatest single bowl play
Whole thing.
game ever. I mean, it was just insane. Performance ever.
It was
He could have got
like-
the ball every play.
no, he didn't because Marvin Harrison Jr. also had 3 touchdowns
So
too.
I'm saying he could have gotten the ball every play.
He
was
could have had
open
30
every play.
catches.
He was open. Nobody could guard him.
It was like a Madden video game, really.
I can't even. I play Madden every day. I can't even put up 347 yards with one
But-
person.
You know what's crazy about that is if you look at it, there's games throughout the year as well when Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave were playing. And if they weren't on the field, there's games where he could have probably done that as well in other games.
Yeah.
I mean, he had
Bro,
240
he's open.
versus
He's
Nebraska.
open every play.
Yeah. But is that because of Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave?
No, he just proved that because they not.
But
They
we
did
also
they play
played,
last time?
we also played we also played Utah. I mean, next year will really tell. I think next year will really tell.
No, because
Utah is the Pac-12 champions.
if you look at the
They have a
way
starting back at the cornerback.
if you look
Okay,
at the
yeah,
way that Marvin Harrison Jr. runs his routes, he is
He
going
runs
to
them
be
just like
a
his dad.
problem.
He runs them just like his dad.
And Julian Fleming, I'm sorry, brother, but you're not touching the field next year.
And Mecca is number 3.
Yes.
No,
Emeka's playing outside.
Mecca might be number 2.
No, Marvin Harrison. I don't know. The way Marvin Harrison looked, first of all, that's one big motherfucker.
He's 6'4".
6'4", fast and quick.
Nah, you know what's going to be crazy if it's Gee Scott comes along at tight end.
At tight end.
Imagine
I've been wanting him to, bro. I hope he
Imagine
does.
if-
He came in as a
like-
receiver.
Imagine somebody like Pete Warner trying to guard him.
Yeah, and then
Linebacker at Iowa trying to guard Gee Scott. Come on.
the only thing that, because obviously coming out the gate, Notre Dame, the only person they're going to be worried about is Jackson and Travion Henderson. So somebody's going to have to step up, if it's Marvin Harrison again or somebody, but he's getting bracketed, or a linebacker and a safety is being over him the whole game. Don't matter.
Over Jackson.
Yeah. He'll be open. He'll eat.
You can't do. They're gonna maybe do that the first drive, but you can't do that.
But the thing is, we got too many weapons for a team to.
Too many weapons.
You
Yeah,
can't
that's
do
what I'm
that.
saying. As soon as we open you up, it's done for. But if Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave are saying that Jackson Smith and Jigba is better than them, bro, he does. He's probably faster than both of them. Probably runs just better routes or just as good of routes as both of them. And that motherfucker does not drop anything.
Stronger than both of them.
The only mistake he made was that
Was a fumble.
goal
He
line.
should have had 4 touchdowns.
And that didn't count with his yards.
Yes, it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Big baseball
He
guy.
really had 450 yards.
So you guys are really counting out Julian Fleming?
I'm not
I'm
counting
not
him out,
counting him.
but like he's the
I
odd
just-
number. He's the 4th one. He's the odd one out.
He's not the
He's a
4th
fifth.
one now.
Who's
now?
fifth?
He's
He said he's
tech-
5th.
No, technically
Oh,
he's number 2 or 3 right now. Technically going into the spring, that's where he is.
Yeah, but they're gonna.
Now you have Emeka, obviously, Jaden Ballard, who had a good ass camp when he came in, and then you have
Keon Graves, the freshman coming.
Keon
in.
Graves that's coming in. You have Caleb Burton.
And what's the other one?
What's dude from
Cam.
Georgia?
There's also Kojo and Tweet.
Kojo
He's-
and Tweet.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Coach Yancey.
So you have people that'll probably be slot, but bro, if
None
you
of those
can't,
guys that are coming in are gonna step on the field at all.
no, but if you can't,
Maybe on kickoff return.
if you can't, yeah, Garrett Wilson did.
And Mecca did this year.
Jackson did. I mean, there's dudes there. If you're a dog, you're going to come in and you're going to play.
Yeah.
But if you can't run routes, which Julian Fleming cannot run routes, you're not going to play football today. Marvin Harrison run better routes than him. I guarantee every single person on the roster right now runs better routes than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been like I said, he hit puberty when he was 14 years old. He's been the same size since he was in high school. Yeah, he's the number 1 player in the class, but that's because he's a man child. But
Yeah,
leading in,
threw the ball up to him.
yeah, but leading into that is because where draft boards are now, I'm sure they're going to change, obviously, going into next year. But is Jackson Smith and Jigba the Biletnikoff front runner?
In all of
He
our
might be
eyes,
taking number 1
yes.
overall.
Not number 1. I'm
Yes.
not going to take a
Yes, he
receiver
is.
number 1.
You see
But-
ESPN said
And our-
he's sit out.
That
He's
he
what?
should sit out?
Yeah. Them boys hate Ohio State.
They
said
actually
he's
said
out
he
the whole
should
year.
sit out. Should sit out
Well,
because he's the number 1 pick.
He's not going to be the number 1 pick, obviously, because there's 2 light-skinned quarterbacks that'll be coming out next year.
Yeah.
That are
yeah, they're
that'll
going
be
to
up
be
there.
number 1 and number 2 probably.
Who?
CJ
Bryce
Stroud
Young and CJ
Bryce
Stroud?
Young.
They're going to be 1 and 2 in the Heisman again.
But my only thing about it is usually when you have somebody that's a Biletnikoff front runner, First of all, you have Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. Both of them weren't even finalists. None of our receivers were at. This is the thing about Ohio State and voting. 99% of the time, people do not want us to win fucking awards.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud got 4th in the Heisman voting. He was damn near the best player in the country. Stat wise, they don't look at stats. They look at
He had the best passer rating.
right. They look at how your team is, how you're affecting it. Usually with receiver though, somebody always comes out of nowhere, like that random dude from Pittsburgh this year.
Yeah, and they said that CJ was only doing that because of his receivers. That he
receivers.
wasn't doing that himself.
Right. Jamison Williams didn't even win the Biletnikoff. And his stats were crazy. So you just never know. I think he's definitely in the conversation. I think he's going to be the first receiver off the board by far because I think his intangibles, the way he'll test and everything.
But like how you said, the guy from Pitt, there might be somebody next year.
There might be somebody random that you don't know.
Comes out of nowhere. It's just insane.
But talking about Jackson Smith and Jigba, we'll talk about the man that's giving him the ball. I personally think the most talented quarterback to ever play at Ohio State.
He's got to have another year under his belt.
No.
I gotta see.
As far as throwing that football, I don't think anybody throws a better pass than CJ Stroud. People got to
Justin
understand.
was throwing that thing.
I'd say, but he's not the most athletic.
No, I didn't
That's not
say
what he
athletic.
said.
I
He
said
said
No, I
talented.
know.
Most
I think
athletic
people
is
have-
obviously Justin.
I think people have to realize, bro, the man is 19 years old.
Yeah.
Justin's
beats
21.
Michigan.
Yeah, Patrick will not love him until he beats the team up north.
What were his stats against Michigan? Let's pull.
It don't
let's-
matter.
Don't matter. This is
Did we
only
win?
stat that matters. An Ale.
Yes, sir. That and it was
How-
cold.
How-
When do you blame the defense?
Yeah,
I mean,
when does
you
it
guys are all
come
playing,
into this?
like, you
I'm not
focus on
saying it was
defense.
his fault, but like, yeah, the defense. But he still lost.
He didn't turn the ball over. 34 of 49 for 394 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And
He got the team in the position to win the game. We're down by a score, and they score in a
Defense can't make
minute.
it stop.
They score in a
Yeah.
minute and 30 seconds.
Right.
and
Oh,
on
and they
that
didn't pass
point,
the ball. They didn't pass the ball one time.
on that point, the whole second half, Michigan knew we were throwing the ball. For the
And
whole
we
fourth
still
quarter,
threw the ball.
We were 4th downs and longs.
Fourth-
And you
Yeah,
still
but
were
still,
winning.
nothing matters
Just like
when
we
he
knew
does
they were
it.
running the ball and we couldn't stop the run. It's just back
Yeah,
and
but
forth.
Nothing matters if you don't beat Michigan. But if you look at any other Ohio State quarterback, as an Ohio State fan, how many times have we had to actually worry about our defense?
This
A
is
lot
the
the last
only year in a
few years.
while.
Last year.
No, but I'm saying you have Justin Fields has fucking Chase Young, Jeff Okuda. Bro, you know they're going to go out. If you need a stop, yeah, they might be faulty during the game, but if you need a stop, they're going to get you a stop.
Yeah.
2019's defense was different.
2019's defense is crazy. We had the Bosa's before. Yeah, I mean, Ryan Day also put us in some shitty positions throughout the year with his play
I mean,
calling.
that game was on coaching.
Yeah, he just got completely outcoached, and
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh will take that to the grave. That was I've
Jim
never seen
Harbaugh got
somebody-
his one win, and he's gonna go
one
back to
win,
the
and I've
league.
never seen somebody talk so much shit because he won one game, and then you got fucking Kirby Smart beat your ass.
You saw Harbaugh said he's exploring NFL jobs.
Yeah, because he got his fluke of a win that fucking
Yeah.
God wanted him to have because it was 20 degrees and snowing in the biggest game of the year, and then it's just bad. But I don't know. I think CJ Stroud is a lot better than people, Ohio State fans, actually give him credit for.
Yeah.
Going on about Ohio State, Marcus Williamson.
Yeah,
What do we
that's.
think?
Has he tweeted anymore, or is
He
he
might have
stopped?
got his account suspended.
I think the news about Urban Meyer knowing that Tavon Martin was shown,
Just validated Marcus even more.
which is validated. And
Well, no,
for Urban Meyer to say that he had no idea, absolutely crazy. You're the head coach of the top 3 biggest universities ever, and you didn't know that PowerPoint was being shown? Like, come on now.
well, no, because I think obviously, no matter where you are in America, there's gonna be racism that goes on. There's gonna be when you're playing that level of football, yeah, they're gonna want you to play hurt. I obviously think there's he said that are true at any level.
That duo there, yeah.
They want you to play. They're gonna pick football over school. Stuff like that's gonna happen. But when Urban Meyer came out and said he released a statement, "Oh, we would never do anything like that at Ohio State. We would never show anything like that." And then to revert and make another statement and say, "No, it was actually one of the assistant coaches." It just proves the whole point about Urban Meyer.
Yeah. I mean,
He's a bad guy.
just a bad look overall.
It's like, bro, how many times? Why not just say, "Yeah, he's right. We did that." Like, just it's if he's talking stuff and just validate him. It ain't gonna make a difference in your legacy or what you've done.
Yeah. I think the thing is, like, and it's so hard because you have other players saying, Tyvis Powell, for an example, saying, "Oh, it was a no hoodie, no hat rule at OSU that you don't wear a hoodie or hat inside the facility."
Well,
But
that's pretty much. I mean, when I was in college and football,
Everywhere.
same rule applied. You came into the
Same,
building,
yeah.
took your hat off,
You couldn't
took
wear
your hoodie
earrings.
off, couldn't wear your
Exactly.
earrings, and it
And
wasn't because they didn't show us the
Exactly.
Trayvon Martin video,
yeah.
but they showed us. It was more of, listen, we don't want you guys to be just looked at as football players. We want you to be looked at as young men, young, respectable men. When you go in somewhere for a job interview, you're not going to walk in with the hoodie up. They wanted you to get into a habit of that's in a public setting. That's how you gotta look a certain way. Get used to taking your earrings out when you're going in for job interviews, stuff like that. That's how it was said to us. If you're showing a fucking Trayvon Martin picture to your black football players that make you majority of your money.
They make all of the money.
Yeah, they make them all. Now it's different because the NIL and everything. But
I commend Marcus for standing up and saying something. I think some of his points missed the mark. I think
he could have focused in on certain stuff he should have let
I
go.
think almost all his shit missed the mark.
You said what?
I think most of his shit missed the mark.
Yeah.
Explain.
Look at everybody that came out and said, like,
Did you see what I said about Taekwon Lewis?
Huh?
You saw what I said, what like Taekwon Lewis said? Because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, too many guys would have came out too. It was him and Kayvon Pope.
No, I think obviously I think what former Buckeyes did in defending, because Urban Meyer obviously did a lot more good for the Buckeyes than he did bad. So I think the way that Ohio State's program is, they should defend that program, because a lot of those kids wouldn't be where they are without Ohio State football.
Yeah.
But for players currently like Garrett Wilson, people like that, to respond to Marcus and be like, we got you, kind of puts the truth. It's two sides to it. You can look at it. Yeah, it was every college program, there's stuff that's fucked up that goes on. There's stuff that they do. But a lot of these programs, and you probably don't realize this till you're done playing, till you're out the line, where they actually are doing this shit for your own good. And that's why old Ohio State players and former players responded, because they realize they're not playing Ohio State football anymore.
Yeah.
They know the reason certain stuff was done, because it was for the betterment of themselves. So
I think to that point, you look at it, really felt like Marcus was really focusing on football. Oh, I had to play through injuries. Oh, I had to do this. I had to do that. Look at the opportunities that are given to former Buckeye players after football. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're focusing on football and they made me play through injury, blah 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 blah. You got reporters now that are former Buckeye players. You got real estate agents. I forget who it is, but open up his own brokerage. Like it's so much farther past football, and I hope he didn't ruin that for himself with this.
It is what it is. Move on. You're not going to the league.
I feel like he was real sorry. They said he
He
got
had-
kicked off the team, and that's why.
Yeah, that's why he wasn't with the.
And there has to be
They told him
underlying.
not to travel so the young guys could get reps.
And that's the same thing. Like, what was the linebacker that spazzed out during the middle of the year?
Kavon Pope.
Kevon Pope.
Yeah, I mean,
Me and Jordan
Yeah.
saw him at the.
that's things
Barbershop.
that guys that do stuff like that, you can revert it right. And this is why people don't necessarily totally believe what Antonio Brown said, because if shit ain't going your way, you're not getting the minutes, the snaps, the amount of balls you want. You're gonna once you blow up, that you're gonna blow up. So
Yeah.
you can kind of put it towards that. But come on, man, stop.
Wishing all the best to Marcus in his future endeavors. Whatever he does, wish the best for him. I will say that.
My thing is like after I think it was we lost to Oregon or whatever. Like you heard about players fighting in the locker room and stuff. Like that never happened with Herb. Like you never saw a player quit on the team with Herb. Like I just think the culture is a little different with they. Like
You never
it's a
saw
little
a
soft.
player sit on social media is bigger than it was back then, but you never saw people fighting. You never saw people going on Twitter ranting about the program, stuff like that. I mean, it just makes you wonder, does Ryan Day really have them does he have them in control? Like, do they respect him like they did Herb?
And like looking at Pope's Twitter right now, like and Marcus Dassett too, like letting young guys play before seniors and stuff like that's a whole thing.
Why? And my whole thing about that is, why let a young person play and not just say, listen, you got all fucking next year. Why not just let a senior? It's the Rose Bowl. Let them play in their last game, and that's it. Why do you got a whole spring to see what a young guy can do?
Yeah, but at the same point, you play the better player.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying he's better than them. I'm just saying if you have an older guy that is good, you might as well just let him go out into the sunset.
Somewhat agree.
Yeah,
You win,
you
you
do.
win.
You do with Jeremy Ruckert. That's what happened. He went out to the sunset because he's
Yeah.
good. Marcus Williamson not good.
Marcus, we love you, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be hell getting future Buckeyes on. Hopefully, they don't listen to this episode. We're trashing Marcus to the death.
No, we're not trashing him. I just think there's two ways to look at it. I mean, I'm sure what he's gone through. I hope they get that squared away, and I hope other people don't go through it. But it's a business at the end of the day. No matter what people say, college football is probably the biggest scam and business in the world. So
And it's not like you guys are like me and Patrick are different, but you guys have been in that environment playing competitive college football. You know what I mean? Like you guys know better than any common
The
fan
average
of college.
person.
You know what I
bro,
mean?
if they want you to play, you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna play. And yeah, football at the end of the day,
You
they're not
playing.
gonna say it, but
Yeah.
football is more important than your fucking class in the morning. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be at mat runs at 5 a.m. and you get to class at 8.
You're
But
gonna go to class, but you're gonna do football as well.
you're gonna go to class, and I don't care if you sleep in class, but you're gonna perform at your 5 a.m. mat drills. Like
Yeah.
it's just the way it is. And if you suit up, I don't care if you put your pads on and the trainer say yes, you're good to go, then you're good to go. I don't want to hear you bitching and complaining about your shoulder, this, that. So
And with that point,
Just like go ahead, Jordan.
college football, you have 15 to 17 games, right? Like to really 12 to 15, whatever it is,
Right.
NFL, college football, whatever you're talking about. You have those amount of games to perform. Pops just walked in, threw off my whole point. Come in and say what's up. All I gotta say is Ohio State Buckeyes, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. New York Yankees, we're coming back. Northside Balboa, here we are. That's what's up. Go
Special
Bucks.
guest coming soon.
Special guest. First special guest. Yep, first special guest. To my point though, it's so unlike any sport because you have 12 to 15, 15 to 17 games to perform the best of your ability, perform hurt, whatever you might do. With baseball, you have 60 plus games. So,
Right, and your body's going through stuff, but it's not going to the magnitude of what that is, and what
Tyvis Powell said, know when to play injured and know the difference between injury and hurt. You know what I mean?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Or injury
You're
and
hurt.
shortness, or whatever he said.
Everybody's no. Then this is the thing. Everybody plays hurt. You're after one
Week
game.
one,
After week one, you're gonna have something
ain't
going
nobody
on.
that's 100% healthy.
And if you play college football, my shoulder still hurts to this day. You're gonna have something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's
The only
difference,
person that's 100% healthy is the kicker and the punter.
right? And they might pull their groin a little bit, but you either hurt if you're injured, but everybody's hurt. So to the point, if you're putting the pads on, you perform. Same thing with AB, bro. You put the pads on.
That's what I was gonna say.
You put the pads on.
Put them on. If he was hurt, you should have
perform.
put him on.
If he was that hurt, should have came out the locker room with no pads on.
Maybe we'll get Marcus Williamson on the show one time.
Maybe we'll get to hear his side of the story. But with that being said, episode 1, we are done.
Nice job.
We have finished episode 1. Boom.
No awkward moments. That was fire.
That was smooth.
That was smooth.
Good job, boys. Patrick will be better.
Patrick talked 2 paragraphs.
I can't. I got the vid.
Have you taken a test yet, or you just think you have it?
Be in the gym tomorrow.